I mentioned already, spawning up in the top right. If he's able to win this match, he will give Unseen the victory for the week. So Zerg player in green, it is rykalsymn. In the bottom left from Sloths, he needs to win to keep the hopes alive for his team. As our Terran player, it's IRieStill. Oh, guys, at least don't be fake racist or like ethnist. I'm not sure. In this Twitch chat, go for it. Your Skype chat, I don't care because I'm not there. But at least be a little bit more kind in the Twitch chat, even though I do know you're all friends. What were they talking about? No, map's good for Roach. Nope, it's bad. Don't try. Irie is not a fan of playing against roaches, it seems. Same build coming from both players for the time being. We do have a pool first out of rykalsymn this game. It's a little bit more awkward. It's a little bit more susceptible to an 11-11 sort of 2-Rex proxy. So he may want that. May want that extra bit of defense up a little bit earlier this game. So, similar size from both players in this game. No surprises. No surprises. No surprises to see. No surprises. Boy. Nothing actually coming from this barracks just yet. I'm not sure what he was doing. I think he may have been looking for... I'm not sure what he's looking for doing that. That was interesting. He does have a Reaper on the way now, however. His gas may have been just a little bit behind. Perhaps we have the Orbital on the way. A couple of Lings on the way as well already for rykalsymn. He's got his Queen on the way. 4 Lings in production. That's actually a pretty large amount for this early in the game. I'm not sure if he's just really frightened about a proxy or what. That's kind of intriguing. So Reaper is out. It will scout the incorrect direction, but with 4 Lings already out, and by the time the Reaper gets over there, there's going to be at least 1 Queen, if not 2. If not 3, there should be at least 1 Queen, if not 2. I think 2 will be finished, and these things are in a really nice position to actually zone out the Reaper. If the Reaper just hops in this normal location, these Lings are going to be there, and happily they will start chewing away at the Reaper. Oh. Sitting in this chair for this long of a period of time was a poor decision. My back is not a fan of this. We have the same opening from IRieStill. He's going for this. Just 2 Reapers, leaves 1 at home. Make sure he's safe from any sort of Ling run buys. He's going to walk in. Actually, this might just happen. He's going to get it killed, actually, by the Queen. Okay, he does back off. A little bit frightening there for a moment. He gets as much damage as he possibly can on the Queen, which is cool. It does kill... Well, never mind. Maybe he was going for the tumor? Yeah, he was going for the tumor. That's what it was. He's trying to go for the tumor. He does get 24 health on that, but that's not going to be a big deal. That's going to stay safe from here on out. Now we do have factory finish. We do have a starport on the way, so the same Hellion Banshee follow-up is going to be attempted by IRieStill. Let's see if this actually goes a little bit better this game. The Roach, it's the 8 Roaches out of rykalsymn. Really did a good job last game. But no Roach weren't on the way just yet for rykalsymn. I'm realizing that the first game I completely missed the fact that Roach was even made, much less that he actually made the Roaches. There's no 3rd hatchery down yet from rykalsymn, so he still has a chance to go for that Roach Horn. As it stands, he's going to make a couple Evo Chambers, make sure he can wall off with Queens for any Hellions that do try to come by. There we go. Roach Horn is up. But that seems like it's moving more of a defense, or more of it is kind of just a if necessary Roach Warren rather than I'm gonna go attack you with a bunch of roaches, Roach Warren. We do have the Banshee on the way with Cloak. curious if Irie will actually go into mech. He does have 2 gases taken. I'm not sure if last game was just kind of a panic. I gotta go bio. Okay, he's making a tech lab on this barrack, so it seems like he will go into bio once again. This go around, he should actually get cloak up for his Banshee, so actually do some amount of damage this game compared to getting 0 damage. IRieStill, well, he's gonna be annoying. He could deny the third base coming up for a while, but okay, there he goes. He's just gonna take it in a different location. Never mind. So I'm just going to take his third base over here, but this does leave it pretty susceptible to these Hellions and the Banshee as well. It's actually still a lot of Hellions. There's still more Hellions being created. Already 6 on the map, 2 more in production, and with the Banshees on the way, rykalsymn does see this, but there's already 1 Banshee out. Third base is under fire. It's going to get canceled at the least. At the same time, with Cloak finishing, IRieStill can go into the main base and see what he can get done with that. But there we go. Canceled. Hatchery. No third base here. Got some roaches in production. Roaches on the way right now. Getting roach speed as well. Actually, holy crap, he's going for it. He's trying to get what damage he can. The Banshee with Cloak is going to be a big deal. There is an Overseer, so the Queens can actually attack the Banshee, but if Irie actually focuses on the Queen, which he does focus one of the Queens down, so there's only a 1 left right now. So nicely done by him. He does kill 2 of the Queens. Really nice. And he's got his 3rd hatchery on the way, so this game going much better here for our Terran player compared to the previous game. 2 Banshees on the field. They do have Cloaks available. There are Spore Collars, but that doesn't mean that all this area that isn't covered by Spore Collars is actually available. There is an Overseer as well, but Banshees, don't run into a Spore Collar again. Do something useful. There we go. One's going to go down. 1 goes down. No fun. It's the no fun zone. Probably is going to need to use these Banshees for defense, or this Banshee I should say. He lost his other Banshee. Probably going to need to use that for defense. He doesn't have a lot back home right now. He's got a lot of Hellions, which is nice. He's got some Reapers as well, but there's a Marine. There's a Marine in this bunker. That's it. rykalsymn thinks better of it. Realizing there could still be a lot of units up here. He's not going to try to attack any of this, I don't think. He does have roach speed, so he can get out of there pretty quickly. But third base is, it's still not quite up for rykalsymn. Third command center has finished, and it's already an orbital for Irie, so he's going to be able to take his 3rd. Yeah, he's going to take his 3rd now. Stim finished. Even a couple extra bunkers. Just going to check out, make sure there's nothing over there at the 3rd base, so he can actually take that nice and safely. There's like something in my eye. It's a little upsetting. A lot of barracks finished up here for rykalsymn, or for IRieStill. rykalsymn has an Overlord. I'm curious how long this Overlord's been here. Irie hasn't killed any Overlords, so this Overlord has been here for a really long time. This was the scouting Overlord that saw that the Banshees were on the way. So this Overlord is just kind of here. Nothing happening to it. Pseudo hidden hatchery over here for rykalsymn. It's not in a completely hidden location that you normally expect. Oh, lift. Cancel lift. Thank you. I don't want to lose that for no reason. 1-1 is finished on these roaches. There's not a whole lot. There is a tank up on the high ground, which is going to be nice. Stim finish as well. These roaches are probably going to go ahead and get shoved back, and with Stim, more of them are going to die off, it seems, in the retreat. A few do get away, however, but still very low health. 5 SCVs were killed. That's really about it. 1 roach was left behind. They get a couple kills. Nope. Doesn't quite get anything. Ooh, Hive is already on the way. 2-2's going to be finishing up here in just a second as well, so a really nice time with 2-2 if he wants to do that. Scan goes down from IRieStill, sees that there isn't a 3rd base over here, but he has seen this base. He's looking for the 4th. He's curious where there's a 4th base is, but the 4th is actually over in this location, so interesting place to take it. It seems it's going to work out pretty well. Once again, with no Spire, drops are going to be scary for rykalsymn to actually deal with. Here we go. A double drop is going to be moving in the same time that a lot of IRieStill's army is actually moving out on the map and posturing. There's 8 Hydralisk over here. so they could help deal with a drop, but as it stands, the drop's going to be completely unabated. There's nothing actually going to do anything to it. Actually, he's gonna he stems back home. At the same time, medevac's in the main base. Stem goes down. There isn't much over here, really. There's not really much except for a hatchery. There's a hatchery, which is cool to kill, but, well, it's going to deny some mining. That's cool. You can get on out of there. There's no reason to stay. Yeah. So, loses 300 minerals. Loses a little bit of ease of mining. Not a huge deal. The hive is still alive and well. This little drop is still here, though. He did move the spine crawler, or spore crawler, excuse me. So he's going to be able to push that away a little bit easier. And 3-3 already on the way for rykalsymn. +2 hasn't even finished for IRieStill. +2 armor is forever away. +2 armor started at the same time that +3s started for rykalsymn. All this bio has landed once again, and all the army is forced back for rykalsymn. This is buying time more and more for IRieStill. IRieStill now with 5 tanks, excuse me. One of those was a Marauder, and Marauders aren't tanks. They do tank Baneling shots pretty well, but they aren't actually tanks. Another drop moving out. Actually, Vipers are going to be the choice, it seems. I'm not sure how many tanks he's actually seen. Well, this Overlord, you're doing so well. You're not really doing anything, but you're doing so well. Drop again here in the main base. He's just going to try to pick up the spore collar and get out of there. But with only 1-1 on those Marines, they're pretty. They're kind of weak. Queen, can you get a kill? Queen gets a medevac kill. That's pretty ridiculous. But another drop over the third base. The medevac did get killed off because of 2 spore collars, so that's not going to do anything. +2 has finished off here for IRieStill finally, but yeah, he is pretty far behind in the upgrades, and that's a little notification. However, oh, Vipers getting a little ahead of yourselves there. Those could get sniped off pretty easily. A couple blind cuts go down, but blind cut went down on the bio, which is pretty worthless. All these tanks are just completely still shelling away. I think one of the Vipers went down as well. And now rykalsymn is being chased back. And you don't want to be chased by stim bio when you have nothing but, well, you don't have any banelings, you have no splash damage. This is a really bad spot for our Zerg player. He's dropping below 140 supply now. 130 supply to 161, 100. The army supplies are pretty even. With all these tanks, nothing really going to happen to these tanks. No Vikings on the way just yet for IRieStill. I guess he's content to allow the Vipers to continue living. Ooh, medevacs, get out of there. Spreading his tanks very nicely, realizing that the only way he is going to lose really is if he gets a really bad blinding cloud, getting all of his tanks killed. But it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 blinding clouds probably to get rid of all of those tank fire. That's not going to happen, especially considering the fact he only has 3 Vipers. They probably don't have much energy left, even so. Irie taking out yet another base. Did he ever see this base? Yeah, okay, he did see this base, so he knows it's there. rykalsymn trying to set up a counter, or a flank, I should say, but that's not going to work out too well either. All the bio is in position to deal with the actual units here. All the tanks do unsiege, so there's a good moment for rykalsymn to pop in. He does have 3-3 finish, so this is about the best possible time rykalsymn could actually attack, and he is doing so. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, however, because stim bio is still very good against this composition, with a couple tanks as well in the back, and we firing against this army out front. This is kind of go for a push at the moment. Neither player taking much of an advantage, but rykalsymn definitely crushing most of the army that IRieStill did actually have at the moment, keeping his hopes alive, keeping him alive for now. But as this game goes forward, IRieStill is going to have a better and better composition to deal with the army that rykalsymn actually has. Still no Vikings being created. Where are those Vipers? There we go, Vipers. Only 2 left? Only 2 Vipers left. There are 2 more in production. He probably wants to have a few more than that. Just that. But no planetary on this base, which means it's going to have to lift. And now there's only 2 Hydras, and IRieStill's like, yeah, yep, I'm out. No problem. I'm out. And there's a bunch of SCVs over here chilling. They're going to kill off pretty easily. Tanks starting to siege up back in the back 3rd base location. And actually, rykalsymn kind of pushing in unnecessarily. He does not need to push in this. All he needed to do was deny the base, which he did, and he should have gotten out of there. But losing some units a little bit unnecessarily, but he does kill a few SCVs. He does kill like 9 SCVs, but at this stage of the game, I don't think IRieStill minds too terribly much about being at 50 SCVs. IRieStill finally going to be taking his fourth base, not third. And rykalsymn, no! Does he have burrow? I thought he had burrow. No. Burrow got cancelled earlier when that Hydra got sniped, and a couple tanks will get sniped off here. rykalsymn playing very well, realizing where he can go. However, his Vipers almost get caught off in a really bad position. Blinding Cloud's going to go down on top of the army, but all of those Vipers just got shredded by the bio. Oh, Vipers, this is why you're not supposed to go where you just went. And now, well, now rykalsymn has nothing but roaches. Granted, these are 3/3 roaches, which are pretty beefy. It's only a 2/2 bio army. And I think that's enough. That's enough. Look how many medevacs there are. Is that enough medevacs? Do you think it's enough medevacs? I think it's enough medevacs. That might be enough medevacs. Just saying. At this point, most units have their personal medevac. Planetary being made over here. A couple roaches looked like they were going to go walk over to that planetary, but planetary isn't finished yet. Looks like this planetary isn't going to be quite the hero planetary that previous was, but it still will be quite the hero once it actually creates itself. It really will force rykalsymn to engage in a different location. A lot of tanks. We got a lot of tanks. We got 8 tanks finished already. There's not many Vipers or any. There's one Viper. It doesn't even really have anything except for a consume. They can't really do anything. Another engagement coming, but rykalsymn, he really just... Oh, did he just kill his own? I think he killed his own tank. I think IRieStill just killed one of his own tanks. I completely missed it. I do it all the time. Where you micro with your A move. That's why you don't want to micro with A move, because if you control click something, you're not going to kill your own shit. But if you A click your own item, you're going to kill it. Which sucks. rykalsymn trying to set up a flank, but it's scouted very easily by IRieStill. He's going to move his entire army over into this location. Some tanks sieging up behind all this as well. And once again, rykalsymn going to be forced away. Ultra Cavern, actually. That's interesting. So despite having 0 melee upgrades, rykalsymn going to try to switch into Ultralisk, but look how many tanks are. We already have 9 tanks. 9 tanks will do pretty okay against Ultras. How many factories we still have? We got 2 factories. So even making some Thors is going to be pretty easy for IRieStill if he wants to. And he doesn't have too many... This freaking Overlord is still here. Oh my Christ. This Overlord has been here the entire game. That is awesome. Who cares? Massive Gauge going down, but now IRieStill has got himself in a really nice location. He's going to kill a base. There's nothing really that rykalsymn can do against that. Too many tanks were sieged up there. There's only a couple Blinding Clouds available. One goes down on the bulk of the army, but there's 3 tanks back here that are sieged up and ready. He's going to kill off a few tanks, but still no real damage getting done here for rykalsymn. IRieStill is happy to go ahead and trade off some units if he can. No problem. 50 workers to 54 at this point. Not a huge issue. It's more of the fact that this base is about getting mined out. This base is coming up now. This is still completely open. And now actually rykalsymn putting himself in a really bad location. He's going to walk directly into the entire army. IRieStill, there we go. Our army was on move command there for a just kill him. He needs to get those Vikings behind us, it seems. Or Vikings, these medevacs behind the army. But now this is a really awkward position. There's a drop taking out another tree up here in the top left. And this is basically the entire army for rykalsymn. He's trying, I'm sure he's trying to remax on. He's making another Baneling nest. I thought he made one already. I guess it got killed. But this is most of the army here for rykalsymn. There's a tank up on the high ground, walled up by IRieStill. Make sure he was able to lift those depots and keep that as a nice wall. And now he's going to trap some of this army here. 34 Lings. It's going to be the Remax as well. Some Infestors. Where are the Ultras? No Ultras on the way just yet. Oh, God. Ling speed at 28 minutes. Legit. Hatchery hit squad here. 3 Marauders. They do have +3/+3. They're going to kill a hatchery pretty freaking easily. Oh, they could snipe off an Infestor too. Not the biggest of deals, but still would be annoying. So one more hatchery does go down. Still a ton of bio, a lot of tanks. Actually, a lot of those tanks were trapped for a while, I think. I'm not sure how exactly, but they were trapped for a while. This Overlord, still here. Still here. This is awesome. I love this Overlord. That was going to stay there the entire time. Look at all these pretty banelings. That's a lot of banelings. We got 34 banelings. They do not have speed, however. We got adrenal glands on the way. There's some ultras that have finally started to join the fray, but no legitimate upgrades on the melee. We do have +1 for the melee. But still, all of these tanks. This is kind of like old school Wings of Liberty, where we got tank bio versus banelings and infestors, but no actual melee, no links to surround all this and actually do any bit of damage. Bailey speed hasn't. Oh god, the fungals could be huge. There's one big fungal. That's actually a lot of the army is dying off here for IRieStill. He still maintains a good amount. He's got army coming from everywhere. Look at all these tanks over in this location though. He just needs to siege these up. That's all he needs to do. He does siege it up, but he does leave a little spot open. It's still, this location is getting completely shot up. IRieStill is actually, he's kind of trapped. He's kind of trapped rykalsymn's army here. It's really interesting. All these tanks. There are 8 tanks over here. Yeah, there's 8 tanks over here, and there's a few on this location. All this tank fire is completely shredding what rykalsym has. Without banding speed, he really cannot trade very efficiently. The infestors, they did what they could. They got a nice start the engagement, but really just not enough there for rykalsym. 34 more Lings in production, about to pop out. Another Ultralisk as well. Again, just the upgrades. Only +1 on the attack there. Yeah, they're beefy. They last a long time. They just don't do much damage. So many tanks. 13 tanks, some Marauders, and it's almost like this is a mech army with a ton of medevacs. He needs to make some bio so you can actually use these medevacs, because right now it's almost an entire medevac for every single bio unit. But rykalsym crashing into this, putting down some blinding clouds, but not nearly enough to actually deal with this. Not even the tanks under the blinding clouds are going to die. And now IRieStill is going to try to follow a little bit. 171 supply to 120. He has taken a nice lead, killing these bases. Such a big deal. One Spore Caller going to die. This Spore Caller probably going to die here in just a second as well. Or not. I'm just staying alive. Why does it stay alive? It's off creep. Why does it gain health? If it's unburrowed, it doesn't lose health. I actually never knew that. That's pretty sad. I didn't know that. There's not really much left for rykalsym. We got a maxed out army on our Terran burst. Seizes up his entire tank line. And he's just going to slowly push forward and take out his opponent here in game number 2 of the Special 3 series. This is the slow push, but it is a push nonetheless. IRieStill does not want to lose this game. He doesn't realize that his opponent is 70 supply underneath him. He's going to kill one Ultralisk. That was funny. He baited that Ultra with a single Marine, and this surrounded that Ultra with a ton of his bio. This bio is stimming a lot, but once again, thankfully, look at all those medevacs. But rykalsym realizing he has lost this game. He does GG, does tap out. So we do have an even Ace Series best